And so we arrive here again, in the Sacred Grove. Only this time, we're a little bit higher up than we were the first time we came in. And the only thing we have here is a block to push, which will open up the way back to the area we were in when we first came by. And we see a third statue blocking what looks to be a door. What the hell is going on? That sacred ancient forest. So this is what they were talking about. It doesn't look any different. Okay, so pretty much all that's changed is that other people have told us that this place exists. Wonderful. Well, I guess there's only one thing we can possibly do now that we're back here, and I don't think there's any sort of indication that you have to do this, but by process of elimination, there isn't much else you can do. So we'll have the stairs back to the pedestal that once housed the Master Sword, and strike it. And we travel back 7 years in time. Or the statue disappears, that works too. I guess. I don't know how that's supposed to be triggered. I mean, you'd think if the Master Sword was in there to begin with, then that statue wouldn't have been there in the first place, so if we'd just been led to the upper entrance instead of the lower one, that we'd be able to get in anyway. And why did keys magically come down for no reason? I never understood that about this warp point. But no sense doing this as a human. And I think I saw more than 3, so I don't want to get caught off guard into thinking that that's all of them when it's not. I'd actually like to take care of the keys first. That's better. Now, let's see, where are the others? Lure this guy over here. No stragglers. Everybody gets included in the fun. Stupid keys. And now we can come back to the Sacred Grove whenever we like! Which is nice! And the keys is still here, isn't it? Bye-bye. Now, where were we going? We were heading through that door, weren't we? And yes, the snail is back again. Can we open the door as a wolf? I've never tried. No, we can't. I'm also very interested to learn what the inscription on the door says. I have an inkling as to what it says, but I guess we won't find out unless we actually translate it ourselves. I'm sure somebody has. But through the door we go. To the land of monochrome. Can it be? Can we really be? But this doesn't make any sense. Didn't this used to be a lot further to the north and east? What is it doing here? Well, no sense fighting it. Looks like we're chasing Navi after all. Uku! Okay, so there was a door through the stained glass window all along, and Ocarina of Time Link didn't know this. Why? This brings us, believe it or not, to our next dungeon. The Temple of Time. one of the most least... did I say most least? One of the most straightforward and least straightforward dungeons in the game, because right in front of your face is the door that takes you to the boss. Giant, don't you think there's something odd about that statue? In the grove and the temple entry, there was always a matching one on either side, but there's only one here. Why don't you use your senses to take a look around? Because I know the other one's missing, it's fairly obvious, but this door, there's only one room between here and the boss. And, you know, besides that, this is the only thing keeping you from getting there. However, we have to go all the way up to the top of the dungeon and come back with, you guessed it, the missing statue. I knew it! There was one here originally. We need to find the other statue in the temple that matches this one. No kidding. So as you can imagine, this is very similar to the Tower of the Gods from Wind Waker in the respect that it's sort of a trial by gods that you have to do this sort of thing, and as such there are going to be a lot of puzzles, but the temple itself feels very clean, feels very crisp. Unlike a lot of the other ones where, I mean, the Snow Peak ruins were ruins, the Goron mines were mines, the Forest Temple was all mossy and old because it was a forest temple, and this one just seems clean. And I don't know if this is like a projection from Link's mind as depicted by the gods, you know, they're telling him he has to have another vision and he's just walking through this temple in his mind or something. Who cares? Hi, Uku. This is where you've been trying to come the whole time? Ancient technology of your people? You have noses? Well, you want us to help you too, don't you? Of course. I told you we wouldn't be finding Uku in a pot anymore, but we still have her nonetheless. And we get her very early in the dungeon, in the very first room, believe it or not. So we're going to be ascending the tower. Yes, I don't understand how the Temple of Time has suddenly become a tower either. Can we get in there right now? I wonder. I think that's just to get out. Yeah, we can't get in there yet. Or maybe we can. See? Puzzles. Thinking. Required. My brain not have thinking powers. Let's drop the pot on the button. Open up the chest. I'm sure it's nothing more than rupees. Or arrows. I can actually use arrows. They're the only thing I don't have going into this. And these things are actually Goma. Now let's see. Since we can't open up the gate on the other side, we have to destroy the pot we put on the button. And as such, the other side of the gate will open. And over here is another... Oh, it's another one of you guys. And I can't jump attack on the stairs for some reason. Finish him! Every single opportunity I have to do that, it will be done. And another one of you. And another finishing blow. And another epic sheath. And there are two more of you that I'm going to try the mortal draw on if I can. Sweet. 3 and 15 seconds. Boy, you don't look like an Armos at all. I've never seen you before. And of course he explodes. And a chest appears right behind him, that I'm sure is required because they had to teach us how to defeat an Armos before we could move on. Absolutely! The compass! No, the map. Is that the third or the fourth time I've tried to do that joke where I fake you out with a map instead of the compass, or the compass instead of the map? I don't know, this dungeon feels a little too straightforward for my taste. Keys, I didn't notice you here. But at this point in the game, I mean, usually if I'm just playing it on my own, I'll run straight from Snow Peak to this dungeon and have it the whole segment between here and there done in an hour. It just feels like the quickest segment in the game, simply because there really isn't anything for you to do between the two. I mean, I did get a couple of things that you could get with the spinner, and only the spinner, and you couldn't do until you had gotten the spinner, like the 2 sections in Hyrule Field. But other than that, there isn't much for you to do with the spinner. We're in between the 2 dungeons, for that matter, so I would always just run straight here, run straight to the top, follow straight back down, and, you know, that would be that. I'd be done with this place, and I wouldn't have to deal with it again. And, I mean, I know you're going to interrupt my Sheathe, so I'm not going to bother. And I didn't know that the wall could interrupt the Mortal Draw, and I still have this thing out. Hi, Mortal Draw. How you doing? But I'd always just get this place done with as soon as humanly possible, just because... I guess just because I could. I don't really have any other reason. And I'll kill you too, because I know you'll interrupt the epic Sheathe. But we're getting a lot of them in this dungeon, aren't we? This might as well be called the Epic Sheathe episode. Where are we supposed to go? And another one of you. These guys just don't know when to quit, do they? I mean, they throw so many Lizalfos at you in this dungeon. It's not even funny. Spinner. Very obvious spinner tracks here. Like I said, you're not going to be seeing too many of these, but when you do, they'll be pretty noticeable. Can we do this yet? I believe we're supposed to. Now, which way is up? Does this push us up or down? I always get them confused. Figure that was going to be down. We can't push it back until we get all the way down here, but I believe we need to go in both locations anyway. There's no way for us to get to where we would have had we tried to use the spinner, because I believe we need a small key to get through the door over there. What we have to do is use these 2 statues to get to the opposite side. Where's the other spike trap? It's going the opposite direction. There are 2 buttons over here that we have to activate with statues, if they'll cooperate with me. At least I'm pretty sure this is what we have to do at this point. I hope it is, otherwise I'll look like an idiot. And there should be one above us. But yeah, a lot of these elevators, a lot of these switches, a lot of buttons. There isn't anything behind here, is there? I completely messed up. This is news to no one. Stop yelling at me. Also, thanks for your concerns about my cold, but I'm feeling a lot better now than I did before. And like I said, it wasn't really the cold that was bugging me so much. Can we glitch the elevator? I think I've tried to glitch the elevator before, too. Come on, glitch the elevator. Glitch the elevator. Come on, glitch the elevator. Oh, Link, come on, Link, you can do this. Link, you can do this. Link, you can totally do this. I've seen you do this before, Link. Come on, Link. You can glitch the elevator. Oh, fine, don't glitch the elevator. See if I care. Hi, Spike Trap, how you doing? Oh, there it is. Hi, Brain Fart, how you doing? Yeah, I know I sound a little bit out of it today. I don't know what it is. I feel fine. I feel great. I don't know what it is that makes me feel better or worse during a recording session. Or if I just have the energy or don't. I mean, I've been going through a number of my older videos lately, and I notice I have a lot more energy in those than I do now. I can't really explain why, either. It's not like I'm having less fun now than I was before. Far from it. I'm enjoying myself just as much as I used to. I just don't express it in the same ways that I did before. I don't act overhyped or with more energy than I actually have, and I try not to do that too much. I don't like faking you out like that. But it's nice that this dungeon actually gives us recovery hearts, unlike the Snow Peak Ruins. Not that we needed them, because pieces of heart were there as well, and those were fine enough. Hearts, please. Or arrows, I don't see why you need them. I also think you could do this right now if you wanted to, but it's a lot easier to get the thing in here later, so I'll save it for when we make the return trip down the tower.